Yes. All right. Trey's Table Talk, James Matthew Commission, JMC Kids Place, aka JMC Foster's Family. And you all know every other Friday, first and third, actually. Friday, I get on here to talk about fostering children. And I want to talk to parents or aunties, uncles, somebody that's helping with children right now that helps raise children. So, hi Mike, how you doing? All right, tag people. So I am in a blended family. My husband and I got married 2014 November, almost 7 years. Wow, right? And we brought into our marriage, I brought at the time, a 16-year-old, and he brought a I believe, 2 or 3, and then 3-year-old, and then and then he brought how old was Chris then? He would have been about 8 or 9, somewhere around there. So I'm 50, and and I have a 9-year-old that we're raising. And let me tell you, I had to call my sister and my mom just today. My sister, her daughter is 10. She just made 10 in June. And my daughter, Brianna, and her daughter, Chloe, get along very well. They're like 2 little old women just yip yapping and talking all the time. They just like their little banter is really cute. But blended families can be a little challenging because you want to, as a step parent, if you will, you want to ensure that all the parents are on the same page, and then at the same time your role is honored, and your role is that your voice is heard. Because at the end of the day, that's what I tell my kids, this is Daddy and Titi's house, and so here are the expectations in our home. So what does this have to do with fostering? Well, I don't know about you, but now I'm not complaining because we have a really good relationship with our children. Even the parents, my child's father, and my stepchildren's mother, we get along very well, which is really great. It helps, the kids. When all the parents are on the same page, it really helps it. So their mom, she, respects my role. I respect her role, things like that. I'm not trying to be their mom in the sense of replacing. I'm a bonus mom, so I have bonus children. And so, but even with that step parent, stepchild, whatever the blended family makeup is in your family, whether you brought children into the relationship or your spouse or your partner that you're with now brought children in the relationship, it could be a little challenging as far as making sure that consistency stays there. Now, then you add the part about the age difference, because, my biological daughter is 23. She just made 23 this past Sunday. So I had to call my sister and say, okay, am I being a little old fashioned? Because, I'm 50 with a 9-year-old. I don't know. That if I had birthed her, that meant I would have birthed her like about 40, And there's a reason why God lets young women have babies, okay? And speaking of, we have a couple of people in our office, in our JMC family, who's going to have babies next year. Woo! So congratulations to those folks. Okay. Blended family. So I'm looking at this thing, and I'm going to relate it to fostering. Trust me. Blended families they're very common. It's kind of the new norm. Now, I was raised in a very traditional family. My parents were together 51 years till death do you part. As if you all follow me, I've talked about my father passing last year. And my husband, although his parents are together, they've been together 43, 44 years, but they are each other's second marriage. So they also brought in children into their marriage, and then they had 3 children together. So my husband is part of their union. So he was never raised again with a stepmom per se or stepdad, but he definitely has a blended family in the sense of his brothers and sister makes up that blended family along with his other brothers and sisters. So altogether, there's 6 of them. All right. And it can be challenging. I've had very extensive conversations with my mother-in-law about just different things that she would have to do as a step parent when it came to her husband and his first wife's children. And really, she's very family oriented, and that really has helped me a lot to keep the family first, to make sure that the children understand family. And so at the end of the day, what I've learned from her, Mary L. Davis, by the way, what I've learned from her is that for her, it is no step, is no, this child's treated differently, all that kind of stuff. It really is about how do we keep these children together? How do we make them know that we are all still family, regardless of your bloodline being this, your bloodline being this, and all this kind of stuff. She's really kind of taught me that, just listening to her. And as a result, they have a pretty good relationship, as all six of them. They do pretty well as adults now. So that's how, blended families now are just the new norm. That's what a lot of people have. How many people out there are from a blended family? Anybody out there, whether you're on Facebook or everybody knows somebody in a blended family. But how many of you are actually in a blended family? Okay. Tag your friends and all that. How many of you actually in a blended family? And I've heard horror stories where the stepmom is the wicked woman of the East, or the stepdad is just horrible, or I think I've seen interviews with Shaquille O'Neal, who talked about Sarge, and Sarge wasn't his biological father, but Sarge was his father, and raised him to be the man that he is. So Josh says he's in a blended family, and I love all my family, no matter how they relate to me. So here it is, blended families are the norm. That's what is happening in society. So let me give you a little stat, because if it's on the internet, it's truth, right? But this says that 65% of remarriages involve children from a prior marriage on at least one side, creating a blended family. So if you're single, and if you're, now, and you're in a relationship, or maybe it's you're over 30, 35, 40, and you're single and you want to get married, the likelihood of you finding somebody around your age without children or having been married before is probably slim to none, So just be open to that. How does this relate to fostering? Well, fostering is really taking on a child who biologically is not your child, right? But bringing this child into your environment, in your unit, into your community, into your village, and say, now this is your family. So same thing with your stepchild, with your however you call your family. I know some people don't like that, and I don't say stepmother. I'm the mom. I'm a mom. And there's the dad. And so, but that's how that works for our family. Okay, so. But some of you are like, that's my stepmom, that's my stepdad, and you have a lot of respect and love for your step parents. Okay, well, that could be translated to foster parents, foster children who are not your blood family, but now they've come into your environment, they've come into your community, and now they are also a part of your blended family. Now they're part of your blended family. So just as any other blended family, you're going to have some challenges with children who come into your community or into your family to blend the family. You may have some challenges. Oh, I see my mom's on there. Hi, Mary Davis. That's Mother Mary. I was just talking about you. But when you see the families put together, if the parents, the adults, whether it's a single parent or whether it's two parents together, if all of them all agree that this child becomes a part of the blended family, and there is no difference. Mom, I was telling them about how you really made it a point to make sure that all of your children, regardless of their bio, their bloodline, if you will, were all still Davis family. At the end of the day, you really, really have put that with your children. And so that's what these foster children can have. That's what these foster children can have. They can have the family, and they're part of your family, they're now a blended family. And just as you have some challenges with a blended family, you're gonna have challenges with a child in foster care. But it doesn't have to be challenges that you can't overcome, because you can. Again, I'm like, my 9-year-old is talking about she wants to shave her legs. What the heck? At 9? Oh, 9 years old? I said, no, 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 you don't need to do that. You have beautiful brown smooth legs. You already have it, girl. You don't need to do that. Plus, you're 9. I'm not old school with some things. I want kids to be kids. I want kids to have a 9-year-old to have a 9-year-old experience. I want her to enjoy 10. Because 18 happens and now you get to do whatever you want to do in the sense of your own choices and all that kind of stuff. And, mom and dad, stepdad, stepmom, grandma, whatever, they're not there to carry you. So that's, but if we put everything in these children as a blended family, when you bring in your foster child and they blend into your family, you're going to give them the tools that they need. Yes, Mother Mary said it, my mother. Love is the key of all of it. Love, period. Regardless if that adult is acting whatever. Because listen, even as a birth, there are some people that have rocky relationships with their child's father or their child's, my child's father is married, but I don't have a rocky relationship with her. We're cool. We understand each other. We're cordial and things like that. We don't beef. I'm not doing all that. But I know that there are a lot of people that will have issues with their their baby dad's ex-wife or ex-husband or whatever the case, or girlfriends, whatever. It's get really complicated, and then it complicates things for the child. But if the adults can all get on the same page on how we're going to raise this child and love this child, regardless if this child is a foster child, this child is my bio child, this child is my stepchild, but they all, because we're all in the same house, the expectations of love, the expectations of discipline and consequences and behaviors and all that are all the same, in the sense of we're going to love you where you are. I always tell my kids at the houses, this isn't equality, this is equity. We're going to care for you the way that you need to be cared for. So if the adults can get on that page with whatever the label, however that child is coming to your home. Because a child, you may be a grandparent raising your grandchildren. You can also still go through the foster licensing, so that you can get the benefits that grandchild needs. Maybe the child needs some therapy, some mental health services. If you are a grandmother, raising your grandchild, now this is your blended family. You can be a foster for that child, your grandchild, and get the benefits that this child needs. Okay? So, hi, Robin. Hi. Robin she's an experience. She has a wonderful blended family. It's blended with, technically adopted, foster, bio, all that. But guess what? All of them one big old family. One big old family. So just as you have a blended family with your stepchildren, you can add a foster child and give that foster child a family to connect with. That's the new norm now, y'all. That's the new norm. So it says here, how common are blended families today? This was 2017. I know it's changed a lot. 1 out of every 3 Americans is either a step parent, a stepchild, or has some other form of blended family in some way, which means almost 100 million people are a part of a blended family. How many blended families do we have out there? Whether it was, again, you're a step parent, you're a stepchild, or you have a foster child, or you've adopted a child, that's a blended family. And you can overcome any challenges of raising that child. Bring a foster child into your blended family. It's so beautiful, because with my husband and I coming together, we have, aunties raising nieces and nephews. Yes, that's so common now, y'all. That's unfortunately like opioid addiction, meth, has really overtaken some communities, and so the aunties, we get a lot of kids where the aunties or the uncles are the one that's going to take on their sibling's child, so again, we would encourage that auntie or that uncle to get licensed so that you can get the support you need to effectively raise your niece and nephew. That's the blended family. That's the blended family. Things are changing. Things are multi-generational. I was saying earlier, with my husband and I coming together, now my children, so let's just use my 9-year-old. My 9-year-old has her bio family from her mom's side, her maternal side, grandma, grandpa. She has her paternal bio family, grandma, grandpa. And now she has my family, grandma, and she loved her Poppy. She loved Poppy. So, and then all these aunts and uncles, her and now, so by just one marriage, they acquired a whole other set of family, a whole other set, My children now, their village has expanded just by my husband and I uniting. So what about that child, that foster child coming into that big old supportive family? To now they have, well, they didn't have nobody but the state. We don't want the state to be their parents. Oh, God, we don't want that. But now they come into a home that now gives them grandma, grandpa, all these things. I was at this church on Sunday talking about fostering, Crossroads Community Covenant Church in Yelp. And it's been around for a long time. And one of the gentlemen came up to me and he said, he's an older gentleman. He said, and he got teary-eyed. His face got all flushed. His tears came out. And his thing is that his children, I think it's his son, took in a foster child. And he says, now I have a grandchild, another grandchild. And he was so thrilled to now have this foster child a part of their blended family. He was in tears. It was so touching. And I got teary-eyed with him. I've become this emotional thing since I've gotten older. I don't know what's happening to me. But that's what happened. So you can do that with your blended family. You can add a foster child. And now they become a part and expand your blended family. And guess what? You can do it. You can do it. Okay, let's see. Hi, Jessica Cotton. Oh, Jessica Cotton. Jessica Cotton is part of a blended family. And now she's going to add to her blended family with a baby boy that she and her husband are going to have. Yes. Yay. It's such a beautiful thing. More people to love on. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I love her relationship with her daughter, stepdaughter, but her daughter. And she just loves her Mama J, I love that. And now she's going to have a little brother. It's so sweet. All right, let's see other comments. Family empowers children to know that they are capable of being loved and deserve to be loved. Man, and listen, gone are the days, where my mom and dad, you get married, you stay together forever, you raise children. Listen, I had my daughter, I wasn't married. 16, I got married for the first time. My husband on his second marriage and last. But as I said, he brought in 2 children. That is the norm now. That's the norm. That's the new norm, And if you're a single parent, and maybe you've raised your child, maybe your child is like Latanya. Latanya, you're a single parent, but your daughter's an adult. Maybe you want a foster child. You just want to keep on raising kids. So you may be somebody who you're an empty nester, but you still got a lot of life and energy with yourself, and you still got a lot of love to give, and you could give it to a child who needs, because guess what? They're going to need to mature. I mean, think about if you started as a parent. When I started as a parent at 27, and what I am now is I'm a lot better because I'm older, I'm more mature. I do recognize my patience is this, so that's the part that I got to work on. But it's a great thing. All right, so let's see what else comments. Loving a child brings together a whole village of support around them. They need a variety of role models, but all need a trusted adult. Absolutely. Absolutely. They need the dynamics of family. They need to have, the strict family, member. Then they need to have the one that's a little bit more lenient. It just brings a wonderful, beautiful balance. And, when my nieces and nephews come to my house, my sister, she's very strict on how their diet is and what they eat. But honey, you at auntie's house, so you can eat what you want. That's what aunties do. We break all the rules that the parents set. Then go out to your mom and daddy, you know what's expected. So that's what a foster child can experience. And so many memories. I'm going to talk about that the next time. Childhood memories, My mom and I were talking on the phone this morning, and I was thinking about a childhood memory that I had with my godbrother, Jay Thomas. And it was just so fun, just these memories stay with you forever. We're both 50 now, he's 51. He's 51. He's older than I am. But we have these great memories from our childhood. And that's what these children need, these memorable moments of stability, a family that's going to love on them, and just be a part of then just add them to the blend. Add the foster child to the blended family. It's okay. Do that. Okay, let's see. Kathy. Hey, Kathy. Hey, Kathy. Tony, the rules don't apply with Tony. Yeah, Tony is an amazing auntie. She got a lot of nieces and nephews. Somebody was asking for a babysitter and somebody recommended her. They were like, she's the best because rules don't apply, but they're going to be loved by her and they're going to be safe with her and they're going to be fed and taken care of. So that's how it is. So, okay, let me see. Growing your family can be a challenge, but the blessings, memories, and celebrations are what will shine. Let me show that so y'all can see that. Shine through for you and the kiddos in your family. That's really what we're all trying to do, okay? I'm past my time here. I try to only be on here about 15 minutes. So you get my point. If you have a blended family, add a foster to that blend, okay? It's like, adding a banana, sweeten up that smoothie more with a foster child. Sweeten up that family more, okay? I know that's corny. All right. Thank you so much, guys. Have a wonderful day. I appreciate you. Take care. This has been Trey's Table Talks. We'll see you in a couple weeks. All right. Blessings. Have a great day.